Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, what is the default value of a variable that is declared with Boolean data type in Java? Let me answer. In Java programs, when you create a global variable and declare that with Boolean data type, and if you don't initialize that variable, then what will be the default value of that particular variable? That means you are going to print the variable whose value is not initialized and it's declared with Boolean data type at a global level. In that case, what is the default value that will be printed in the output? That is false. Okay. False will be the only two possibilities for the Boolean variable, right? Either true should be there, false should be there. False will be considered as the default value if you don't initialize the global Boolean variable. Okay. So let me practically demonstrate that one for you. For that, I'll switch to this Eclipse ID. I'm going to create a new class. I'll just name this class as class I, some random name, main method. Here I'm going to create a global variable. So here I'll simply say static boolean a. I'm not going to initialize this variable, guys. Okay. And I made this static because I need to access this variable inside this method, which is a static method. Since static methods can only access static stuff, I made this static. Okay. So that I can easily access this variable inside this method. Okay. Now this variable is declared at a global level with Boolean data type, but it is not initialized with any value. In that case, if you try to print out the variable, Java will not give you any compiler error. Even though you don't initialize the global variable, Java is not going to give you a compiler error. Java will simply consider a default value for this particular Boolean variable. Either true or false should be there. No? Java will consider false as a value by default. Okay. Run this code. False will be printed in the output when you print the variable A. Okay. False got printed in the output. So you may ask me, what if I create this variable without initializing at a local variable? If I comment this out and if I try to create the same variable, Boolean A at the local level without initializing, Java will not allow you to, okay? Java will not allow you in this case. Without initializing, you cannot use a variable. Without initializing a local variable, you cannot use a variable in Java. So the variable should be declared at a global level. If you don't want to initialize and still want to use it with some default value, it should be there at the global level. But if you try to use it from the local level, though local level variables need to be initialized in order to use. So without that, Java compiler error will come saying local variable is not initialized. For global variables, it's not compulsory to initialize. They will come up with a default value. Okay. So, but local variables, it's not possible, guys. So we have to go with the global variables. Whenever someone asks you this question, I have to explain this. Okay. So when global variables declared with a Boolean data type, if they are not initialized, the default value will be false. You have to explain. Okay. So hope guys you got the answer for this question. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye bye.